Welcome back. It is my pleasure to introduce again the investor jury for the ones that were not with us yesterday. We have 6 professionals, experts, and investors that were evaluating the applications in the pre-selection stage, but also were evaluating yesterday the applications for Accelerate category. So based on the objective decision of this jury, we will have the winners today. And I would like to start with Ms. Maria Cristina Odasso. She is the head of business analysis at LIFTT. And before working for LIFTT, she was part of Comau, a multinational group for robotics. So Maria, hello, can you please share some insights from the BoostUp journey these 2 days and maybe something about the teams that will pitch in the category Create?
Yes, for sure. First of all, I would like to point out that it was a real pleasure for me to be part of this jury. And in the past session for the Create project and the Accelerate project was a really great work of all the teams that have the possibility to present, and also a good experience to share and to have the possibility to discuss so many entrepreneurship idea with the other professionals. So very interesting to saw so many projects in a lot of different technologies areas and vertical industries. And I think that all the teams did a very good job in trying to present at best their project, and also the high level of the yesterday presentation was a good proof of their process and their job in this journey together with the ieTeam manufacturing. So a very positive impression from my side, and I think that especially today it will be really interesting to see a project in early stage of development that can let me say express their idea on how to reach the market and how they can, let me say, create their new business idea, their new process project on also with the help of ieTeam manufacturing. So very high expectation from my side for today, and this is more or less the main message from my side. So very good luck to everybody for today's session.
Thank you very much, Maria. And now we go to Mr. Johann Hipfl, who is the managing director at HIBEG in Austria. He is a senior executive with almost 40 years of experience, but also he is a business angel and entrepreneur himself. So Johann, welcome on stage, and please share with us a few words about what's your expectations from today.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Also very nice experience yesterday, and I'm pretty sure this will continue this day. The members of the Create pitching teams, I hope you had the chance yesterday to listen to Thomas Felger's speech on why passion is at the heart of entrepreneurship. To create a company is always like a roller coaster ride, and please always look at the bright side of life and see the light and not the shadow. And you know, if you are passionate about your dream, something good will come along. And so good luck for today, and good luck for your work in the future.
Thank you very much, Johann. Very inspiring words. Next one, we have Greta Monstavitza, a co-founder and CEO of Katalista Ventures. And this is a hybrid startup accelerator and fund in the Baltics. However, Greta is quite active, not only in the Baltics region, but also in Spain and UK. So Greta, welcome on board today. You will work a bit with the early stage startups and listen to the pitches. So it would be really nice to hear some words on your side.
Thank you. It's really a pleasure to me, and I think this category is especially interesting because, as you said, I'm mostly working with the early stage, and I think Being here is already a big accomplishment. I would encourage the startups and the companies here today to use this opportunity. There's huge power even in one right contact that you get. So you'll meet people in a jury here, you'll meet people in the panels, you'll meet other startups, and I think, use this chance to connect to them, use them, find them on LinkedIn, and just don't miss the chance to connect, because this is one of the biggest values that you can get from these sort of competitions, not only the prizes themselves. So really excited to see and hear the pitches, and good luck to everyone today.
Thank you very much. You're totally right. We look at the BoostUp not so much as a competition, but more as a ground to collaborate and to make new partners and friends during the journey. So next one from the investor jury, we have Mr. Iñaki Lasa Arratibel from ieTeams from Spain. He's in charge for the venture builder, and he's an early stage investor, but also expert in digital B2B startups and corporate innovation. So Iñaki, please say a few words for the startups that are coming next after this presentation.
Okay, hi everyone. Thank you for being part of us today. It's a big pleasure for us to share this day with you. And first of all, I would like to congratulate everybody in this final on all the applications, because the level was very, very high. And I'm going to use the same sentence I used yesterday, that is that I believe that the best way to predict the future is to create it. And I think that today in BoostUp you're here to create our future. So looking forward to hear your pitching and hoping to see your projects.
Thank you very much, Iñaki. We also have Ms. Linda Krondahl, the CEO of Things at Stockholm. Linda has a chemistry and technology background, but she has her own entrepreneurial experience. So, Linda, what would be your message to the teams today?
Well, I would also probably again stress the need for a customer, even in the early stage. I mean, it's never too early to start talking to customers, is my view. It's very easy to stay at home in your basement and develop your company, and then once it's ready, you want to show it to the world. Do it the other way around. Talk to the customers early to make sure that there's a crying customers, as we say, to really validate the need that you think is there. That's my main message. And also, all of you, yesterday and today, no matter if you end up in the top 1, top 2, top 3 place, you're all winners. So do take that with you and bring that energy and geist on your continued journey. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Linda. And last but not least is Ms. Elisabeth Schrey. She's an investment manager as B2V Partners from Germany, but also she's managing an industrial venture fund. So, Elisabeth, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for including me in this jury. During the preparation, when we went through all the pitch decks, I was very impressed and inspired by the innovative ideas that we had a chance to look at. And now I'm very curious to get a more personal impression and hear your pitches, and I wish you all good luck.
Thank you very much, Elisabeth. Good luck with the jury deliberation today, and I hope you will have a fruitful discussion. And now we have the time for pitching. We will have 5 teams, not companies yet, that will present their ideas today. And we have first one, Forge, and Mr. Evangelos Drainas, who is the future founder of the company. And Forge is an alpha factory digitalization solution that enables manufacturers must deliver personalized products faster and at a lower cost. So Evangelos, are you there?
Good morning, hello, yes.
So you can start with the presentation, and then the questions from the jury will come.
Thank you very much. My name is Evangelos Drainas, and I will present you Enforge. Enforge is a factory digitalization solution to enable manufacturers must deliver customized products faster and at a lower cost. It is a fact that customization is a trend, and more consumers are willing to pay more or wait longer for personalized products. But the problem is that production of such products at scale is very challenging, and often manufacturers fail to deliver on time, or their cost estimations are wrong. Well, this happens because even simple consumer products are actually complex to produce at scale when customized. Take, for example, this metallic closet, which is composed by several smaller parts and is manufactured in multiple steps. Multiply this by 1,000 different orders and you get factory chaos. And Forge comes to put this chaos in order in 4 simple steps by easily managing personalized orders, optimal production planning, automated preparation of the production data needed to run the CNC machinery, and at last, real-time production monitoring of the production process. In practice, looking at our latest use case with a security door manufacturer, we managed to reduce the production preparation workload from days to minutes, avoiding any disruptions, and the production ran really smooth, like if identical products were produced. I will skip this technology slide, just keep in mind 2 keywords, model-based enterprise and cloud manufacturing execution systems. Regarding competition, there are a few startups emerging in this field, but still our key difference is that Enforge is designed for mass customization, and the market around smart manufacturing services is going to bloom during the next years. But the most important is that there is a very big potential customer base in Europe, more than 2 million manufacturing SMEs, waiting for our solutions. Our customers or potential customers produce products like these, mainly in discrete manufacturing production lines. We will make money by charging our customers an initial setup fee and then a recurring tiered subscription. Currently, we have an almost production-ready MVP being tested in 4 pilot projects. 2 of them are paying. And to be more specific, now we're working on integration with a legacy ERP system to integrate properly with sales with one of the customers. And in the next months, with the help of EIT, we want to grow and get ready for a market launch. Finally, this is us, 2 engineers with different focus, significant corporate experience, and complementary technical and business skills. We're ready to take the challenge. Thank you very much for your attentions. Any questions are welcome.
Thank you very much, Evangelos. And we have a lot of questions from the jury. So could you please explain your go-to-market strategy?
We want to validate first our hypothesis by finalizing the MVP. So we have solid metrics about our value proposition. And then we need to establish a marketing plan, a go-to-market plan, so we can mature our product and reach our customers.
Thank you. And the next question is related to this. How is the team distributed to achieve these goals?
Good question. I'm working mainly with the customers and with the architecture design of the system, while Nikos, my teammate, is responsible for the IT infrastructure and the business processes.
And what channels you will use to get the customers?
Currently, what has worked for us really well is cold calls. So we have a list of customers and just calling them, and it seems to be working.
Thank you very much. We have a few more questions coming from Linda. How well will you be able to manage more complex products, including electronics, software, etc.?
Well, the process and the onboarding process is still maturing, of course. I think in the future we'll be able to do that. Currently, we are working with simple products like furniture or metallic structures. But in the future, yes, we can scale our algorithms for more complex products.
Thank you. And the last question, again from Linda, is I expect a strong increase in mass customization going forward. Why are not current MES systems solving this need, and how will you stand out among the competition?
Very good question. Well, the most MES systems are traditional, based on traditional ERP implementations, which are quite rigid in setting product specifications and characteristics. So we'll solve this problem by design, by using novel IT technologies. And with our MVP, we proved that we can manage any amount of configurations for a single product.
Thank you very much, Evangelos. Good luck with the project, and I really hope that you will make it in the winners. Now we are going to the next speech with ReFilamer. We will have Hunor Ferencz-Kiri, the future CEO of the company. ReFilamer is developing a plastic waste recycler machine to help the 3D printer owners to make free, eco-friendly filament. So with affordable prices and great user experience, this is what they bring as another value. And it is mainly targeting the 3D printers at home. So Hunor, the stage is yours. You can start your pitch.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope you see my screen.
Everything is perfect.
Okay, so 1.5 million. In every minute, 1.5 million PET bottles end up like plastic waste, and 2/3 of it won't be recycled. This is the size of 8 Olympic pools every day filled with molten PET, and this could be turned into new useful products like filament, which is the raw material of the most widely used 3D printing technology. There is only one problem with this pool. It's quite expensive. According to our surveys today in Hungary, an average 3D printer owner spends the price of a new iPhone 12 on filament every year, which with our machine, they can save. So we are working on a solution that gives the opportunity for 3D printer owners and users to turn plastic waste into filament and print something wonderful from it. Shredder, dryer, extruder, and winder are going to be integrated in a compact machine that fits on the half of a table to have everything available at every home for cheap and eco-friendly 3D printing. Furthermore, we want to create an online marketplace where users can trade in filament, plastic waste, free machine capacity, etc. So actually, we are building an eBay for the 3D printing community. On long term, we expect a higher revenue from the 5% brokerage fee of the online marketplace than from the hardware sales. Obviously, this one makes us scalable. Okay, it sounds great, but how come no one has done it yet? Well, we know about 4 competitors making some parts of the process as separated machines or partly integrated solutions. However, these machines are occupying up to half a room. These are quite expensive and extremely hard to use. Our competitive advantages over these machines are the closed system for a better quality filament, the easy to use, a more compact machine, and the more affordable price. Oh, and of course, none of them has an online marketplace. But exactly how big is the market we are targeting? Well, this industry contains millions of users and machines, and roughly 70% of which is located in the EU and the USA. This currently represents a $9.4 billion market for us, which produces 15% growth each year. In the first round, when we start the B2B segment, we want to reach 20% of the European 3D printing hubs. And if I already mentioned the B2B, we want to start this segment in 2022 with a higher capacity machine, and later we want to develop a smaller and a cheaper machine intended for the hobby users. We see 2 potential ways to develop. The first is the independent development. The second one is the co-development with a 3D printer manufacturer as an autonomous brand using their resources and experience to reduce their development time and costs. And we want to launch the online marketplace when we start the B2C segment. Okay, this is nice and good so far, but who and how do they want to accomplish all this? So there are 8 people working on the group. We have 2 electrical engineers, a mechanical engineer, a material engineer, a CFO, a CMO, and 2 advisors. The idea popped out of my head just a half year ago, and the current team was formed 4 months ago, and this is the reveal. I hope you will love it. Thank you for your attention. Don't forget, ReFilamer, print yourself green.
Thank you very much, Hunor. So we have a few questions from Elisabeth. How do you solve the sorting of input material?
Yeah, this will be the users have to do it because we can't manage it. But we know that the 3D printing is a really hard hobby, and we know that the users are pretty well educated. So we hope that they can study this.
Thank you. And what customer segments do you address?
In the B2B segment, our first target are the 3D printing hubs, and later maybe some B2G segment, the schools and museums. And when we start the B2C segment, firstly we want to reach the hobby, home hobby 3D printers like me.
Thank you. And how do you achieve the cost advantage in comparison to your competitors?
Yes, I mentioned they have really big machine parks with 3 or 4 machines, and these are giant machines with a pretty high capacity. So the users can't use this high capacity. So their machine costs so much because of the high capacity. So we make a smaller capacity machine for the real usage.
Thank you. And how do you plan to do your go-to-market strategy?
Firstly, when we start the B2B segment, it will be a sales-heavy segment. So we want to do it with cold calls for the 3D printing hubs. And later in the B2C segment, we totally want market-heavy, social media-heavy marketing. So we want to reach the customers with Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, etc.
How do you plan to achieve the profitability?
We count with 1,000 euros producing cost for the B2C machine and 2,000 euros sales price. So there will be a 1,000 euro revenue, and the same in the B2B segment with the higher capacity machine, but just with the 2,000 euros producing cost and 5,000 euros sales cost.
Thank you very much, Hunor. That was quite a good answer. We are going now to the next pitch from ArcLub One. ArcLub One is the innovation for sustainable and clean CNC machining. In addition, the tool life can be prolonged by more than 200%, and the production costs can be reduced up to 50%. These benefits arise at low energy and CO2 consumption. So we have Damir Gurgurash, team leader of the project, and I would like to welcome Damir on stage to showcase their pitch. Hello, Damir.
Hello, thank you. I hope you can hear me well.
We can hear you perfectly.
Super. So, hello from our side. I would like to present you ArcLub One, which is the novel machining technology for lubricated carbon dioxide. And the system is actually combining the recycled CO2 with the lubrication media into the one mixture, which is then used in CNC machining. This system was tested in the real industry with European patent pending, and right now we have industry-ready system available and already sold the first system. So the main benefits we are pushing are the The system is easy to use. There is no emulsion monitoring in it. We can achieve cleaner parts when machining, so there is no need for cleaning. We can achieve lower energy and CO2 consumption, and we are using only recycled CO2 for that system. So it's sustainable and environmentally friendly. We can, because of the controllable lubrication and cooling, we can achieve increased productivity and as well reduce production costs. And overall, this is sustainable machining technology which is needed. With this system, we are targeting for CNC machining of difficult to cut materials. And if we know that there is total sales of conventional machining for emulsion for about 5.2 million tons per year, we can see that this is huge amount of harmful emulsion used, and huge percent of that is used in CNC machining of difficult to cut materials, which is our market targeted area. And we are planning to target it for Sweden, Norway, France, and Czech Republic, because those are the countries which are used mostly of that difficult to cut materials. And we believe that with our technology, we can achieve clean technology and with this clean industry and a huge variety of industry, automotive, aviation, defense, medical, and space industry as well. Our business model is that we are selling this system ArcLub One with the additional CNC machine adaptation and cutting parameter optimization, because with that system we can then increase the cutting parameters. The system we are charging then to the company and installing it to it. And here you can see the first example which was sold to Czech Republic. Our plan is to start a business by end of 2021. And currently we are waiting patent pending, and then we are in close contact with the university to transfer then this intellectual property to the newly open company. And we are actually believing in support of the EIT innovation project as well, because as of January 21, we started this national EIT innovation project as well. Our plan regarding the number of systems we want to sell is in this year 3 systems, and I could say that we already found the customers for these 3 systems, and for next year we are targeting to increase that to 10 systems a year. In the team currently there are two team members. Colleague Lucas Terelea, which is mostly responsible for creating the system and building the system and optimizing the system. And I'm responsible for the marketing and for finding the customers. With that, we believe that solution in machining is machining with ArcLub One to achieve sustainable machining. And with that, I would like to thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Damir. It's quite interesting when we see the connection between the innovation pillar and business creation pillar in EIT manufacturing and the synergies. So we are really happy to have you here. We have a question from Iñaki regarding your go-to-market strategy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we find that the good strategy was to start a national project in Slovenia even before the system was fully developed. With that, we got the real good first results supported by the real industry. With that, we use then to go in the European market throughout the university. So we find the countries which are using mostly the difficult to cut materials and these industries, and we reach that industry through the university of that country. With that, we then find the first customer, and then we want to use this good stuff from this company to then reach other companies over the phone, emails, and so on.
Thank you very much. And could you please elaborate a bit if you have validated your technology?
Yes. So how you can validate this technology in the real industry is that you actually make real parts of it. So that was tested in the defense industry where they are making guns, and with that we tested the tool life of the tools which are used to produce the guns, and we actually managed to prolong the tool life quite a lot, and then we extended that into other materials in that company, and as well in our lab into other materials. So we find the variety of the materials for which that system works really good.
Thank you very much. And how do you plan to scale your operations?
So right now, as I presented, this first idea of 3 systems for 21 we successfully reached, and that's quite a nice sign for us. And the next year, 10 systems, I think it's really good. And then for 2022 or 3 and so on, I think that 10 to 15 systems is quite the, let's say, top number that we will be really satisfied to manage to produce.
And the last question from Greta is, how is your solution supporting green manufacturing? Especially, how big is your impact compared to competitors?
So competitors, there is only one competition which use, I could say, twice as much as the CO2, and that's the main difference. And the second main difference is that our system can use any lubrication media, not only the oil. And our green impact is that we are using recyclable CO2, so that we are not producing the CO2 and not putting that into the air. We are actually taking the CO2 from the air and using that into our system. And with that, actually, we are not creating any impact on the nature, comparing to conventional machining when you have this cleaning and so on related to the conventional machining.
Thank you very much, Damir. It was quite an extensive responses. I would now like to announce the 4th pitch today in category Create. We have AutoTag that wants to develop an automated, easy-to-use AI and deep learning-based leather quality control software. It will not cause any disruption in the quality assessment department for manufacturers in order to maximize market penetration. So we have today the technical developer in the team, Mr. Michele Moretti. Michele, you can start your pitch.
Right. Hello, everybody. My name is Michele, and I'm part of the AutoTag team. We joined the competition because we want to disrupt the leather manufacturing industry by creating an automatic system able to detect all the defects on leather hides. We want to do this by creating a specialized neural network able to detect any defect on leather material. Once validated, our plan is to sell its capabilities to nesting machinery manufacturers, enabling them to greatly augment their product offering by providing a service that no one currently can provide in their industry. This is our team. Marco and I have a shared 6 years experience in AI and deep learning, and Massimiliano can boast a 28-year experience in the leather field, and is one of the major experts in high-quality leather defect detection in Italy. The leather manufacturing industry is particularly sensitive to quality assurance process optimization, and this is mainly because the task is performed by highly specialized and skilled operators and requires a lot of manpower, and that requirement scales linearly with the production. On top of that, this task is extremely repetitive and subject to attention dips like any manual repetitive work. The leather industry in Italy is a very interesting market, and the growth potential for AutoTag is enormous, since the solution that we want to develop is not currently being commercialized. Our main target for AutoTag are not the actual leather product manufacturer, but rather the nesting machine manufacturing industry. These industry players create the machines used by most product leather manufacturers in order to maximize the usage of the leather hides based on the production. But in order to use their product, the manufacturer needs to manually inspect the hides and annotate them so that the machine can exclude those areas. By integrating our tool in their machine, their value proposition will skyrocket, putting us in a very good bargaining position. Nowadays, no nesting machines has a quality assurance module like this in the market, and such a feature will allow them to expand their market share considerably and raise the price of their products by addressing what is essentially a core pain point for anyone working in the leather industry. This is why we want to create AutoTag. Quality assurance should be an easily scalable commodity, and in order to do that, we will model a state-of-the-art deep learning platform that will be trained by Massimiliano's experience. And we'll make it commercially available through our remote service, accessible from anywhere without having to implement further hardware in the product manufacturing process. Using a neural network to perform this task brings many advantages over traditional computer vision software. The software will have a much superior accuracy and will learn to recognize the defects independently from the variability of lighting conditions or material type or color. And it will improve its own precision over time, exactly like a human operator would do. Our competitor analysis shows that basically our main competitors would be our main customers. And our challenge will be achieving a minimum viable product before they decide to develop it internally, so that using our service right away will allow them to differentiate themselves from their competition. Other AI companies tend to verticalize their offering like we're doing, and currently not much is available in the leather industry in terms of defect detection. Our revenue will then have two main sources, which are the setup fee that every new customer will occur in order to pay for the integration of our software in their machine, and the service fee. We feel our projection is credible, foreseeing just 1 or 2 new clients per year, and is showing the need of an initial investment to support the first year's losses. We think a 50,000 euros seed investment will put us in a very good position to wrap up the development of the product in 2022, and will cover the expenses until the first customer is acquired. We're confident we're the right people with the right idea at the right time, and that we can successfully develop and deploy the product, bringing a new wind of innovation in the leather manufacturing industry. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michele. We have one question from Maria. What is the current stage of development of your solution, and what about AI teaching phase?
We currently already own an AI module that deals with unsupervised learning, and we have validated this product in a real work environment. Actually, it's not even a production environment, but it's an usage environment, so even more variability happens there. So we're confident we're already at a very good development of the product. What's missing is the training part related to leather, so the specialization of the AI. And the second part of the question, sorry, was the training.
What about the AI teaching phase? Have you finished it, or you're in development?
We currently finished developing the unsupervised phase, and we have to proceed to another phase that Massimiliano will be overseeing, and that is going to take place in the second part of the year, between June and the end of the year.
Are you already in contact with some early adopters in order to define the requirements for the solution?
Yes, Massimiliano has a lot of contacts in the nesting machine manufacturing industry, and that's why we, exactly because he knows the market so well and he knows their needs, that's why we identified them as a core client in our process. The obvious one to think would be the actual product leather product manufacturers, but in our case we think that the integration will be much smoother like that, and we think they're going to be much more interested in the actual leather manufacturing producers.
Thank you very much, and we have a few questions from Johann. The first one is related to the investment you're raising. You mentioned 50,000 euros for start. How do you plan to raise it, and where are you looking for this kind of an amount? Are you looking for investors or public funding schemes?
No, we actually are looking for investors. Public funding schemes are all good and great, but we feel that an actual investor that has connections and can help us in the sales phase and the marketing phase of expansion is much more valuable. So that's what we're looking for right now. Yes.
Thank you. And you mentioned 3 members of your team, but you also promise customization and further development of the product. And the question here is, how is that going to work?
The 3-person team works for the development, but one of the first increase of costs, as you could see before, was actually in the employees, because the scaling is pretty easy on the software side. We already have a platform that's scalable on AWS or any cloud service. So machine side, it's very simple. The main scaling will be actually hiring more employees to take care of customer service and further development of the platform required by the specific nested machine manufacturers.
Thank you very much, Michele. And the last question is, what is your go-to-market strategy?
Our go-to-market strategy is what I described before. Basically, we are already in contact with the first few possible early adopters. And we feel that this product will be so important for them that either they're going to ask us to provide them with an exclusivity deal, which obviously is gonna be expensive for them, or the actual disruption of the market will cause other players to actually invite us into their platform and implement it on their machine.
Thank you very much. It was a really nice presentation. We wish you good luck with the forthcoming development. And now we are going to the last speech coming from low-cost robotics. Low-cost robotics is developing 3D printed prosthetics for children using only biodegradable, fully recycled polymers. We will have today Alexa Sofia Vaz, that will be the future founder of the company. Alexa, welcome on stage, and please start your pitch. You're muted, so you can just unmute yourself and start the pitch from the beginning, not to lose some essential information.
Sorry. Okay. Welcome, everyone. My name is Alexa Sofia Vaz. I hope you can hear me, and I'm the founder of Low-Cost Robotics. 4 out of 10,000 people are born with an upper limb deficiency. The problem is that there are no well-priced but functional learning prosthetics for children at the moment, and there's no physiotherapy program in hospitals that teaches children how to use a prosthetic arm. And mocking is also a big problem because children are making fun of others if they are different from the average. Our mission is to develop a well-priced but functional learning prosthetic arm and the physiotherapy program, which will be available in all hospitals. The price is a critical point because it's financially burdensome for parents to always buy new prosthetics in short intervals. We are also working on a DIY kit for children who don't need prosthetics but want a cool robotic arm. And it helps to eliminate the differences between children. Our target group are children and their parents for both products. Our total target group is 80 million children between the ages of 6 and 16 in the EU. We want to reach 5% of the total of children with limb deficiency in 2 years and 0.5% of children with the DIY kit. So here's our first product. The prosthetic arm is designed for learning the usage of a prosthetic arm. It is well priced but functional. You can grab and unleash items with it. As I mentioned, it's a learning prosthetic, so this function is enough to learn how to use one, and later you can change for better prosthetics. The size will be adjustable, so it can be used further, and it's 3D printed from EcoPLA, and it's also manufactured in the EU. We also have a DIY kit. Our DIY kit is also made with 3D printing and from EcoPLA. Through playing together, children learn to evaluate the other's inner virtues and not judge by the outside. I mean, if everyone wears a Low-Cost Robotics DIY kit or prosthetic arm, you won't tell who's wearing which. And And how can you get yours? Actually, there's two ways to get your robotic arm. The first is for prosthetics only. We want to ask for support of big corporations. For example, they pay for 50 prosthetics and we can make 50 prosthetics for those who are in need. The other way is for both products. If you want a custom prosthetic or just a DIY kit, you can order it from our web shop. We have other plans for the DIY kits. It would be very great if we could sell it through toy stores. Our go-to-market strategy is the following. We want to work together with hospitals and start to develop the physiotherapy program. After that, we want to reach out people through doctors or physiotherapists. It's only for the prosthetic arm. Our plan is to finish the development of the DIY kit this year, and at the beginning of 2022, we also want to finish the prosthetic arm and start to develop the physiotherapy program with it. We also have some achievements. At the end of 2019, we won the Social Impact Award. In 2020, we got to the Started at KBC incubator program, and we also won the second place at a student idea challenge, and we also won a special prize. And here's the fantastic team behind it. We are all engineering students whose mission is to make our world a better place. But we still need help in some things. We need to obtain the CE certification. We need help with the production start, and we also need mentoring because, as I mentioned, we are only engineering students. Acceptance, cooperation, and community. This is what we believe at Locust Robotics. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Alexa. Quite inspiring idea. We have a few questions from Greta and Maria. The first one is, can you describe your go-to-market strategy?
Yeah, as I mentioned, we built it only for the prosthetic arm, and we want to work together with hospitals. And we were thinking that it would be great that through hospitals we reach people who might need a prosthetic arm.
Thank you very much. And the other question is, how affordable is your product to the clients?
I'm going back because I wrote prices. The product is between 45 and 55 euros, or it's free if you are in need because of help big companies. Yeah, and the DIY kit will be more expensive because we want to use this money for the development of the prosthetics, so it will cost 50 or 55 euros.
Thank you very much. And you mentioned at the end of your slides like needs for further development in terms of production and mentoring and everything. So the questions from Greta is, how can ieTeam manufacturing support you to solve these challenges? In which of these, let's say, needs do you see our role and support?
Good question. Actually, we need help to obtain the CE certification because we don't know really how it works. And with manufacturing, if we are making only few products, it's okay because we can print it with our 3D printer. But if we got bigger numbers, then we just can't make it. So that's what we need. And Yes, also mentoring, because we don't know how business works. So we need help in that too.
Thank you very much, Alexa. Definitely, this is what the support consists of. So the winners of the BoostUp RIS competition this year will receive from the business creation team mentoring and coaching on setting up the business, reviewing the business model, but also help in the proof of concept implementation. So I hope that we will get there together. And I wish you good luck with your, let's say, more socially impactful idea and business. Thank you very much, Alexa. You were the last one pitching. So I can wrap up now that we had 5 interesting pitches, many of those with green and social impactful solutions. We had, in the beginning, Forge from Greece, ReFilamer from Hungary, ArcLub from Slovenia, Autotac from Italy, and low-cost robotics from Hungary. So 4 countries, 5 teams. Some of the solutions were related to AI, deep learning, 3D printing, and digital solutions for smart factories. And we are really excited to see the outcome of the jury deliberation.